Okay, let's go through the Velocity Compensation Plan step by step. First, it's important to know that the Velocity Compensation Plan has created more millionaires than any other direct selling compensation plan in the industry. We have had over 2,000 people earn $1 million or more, with the top 60 accounts earning more than 20 million dollars, and reportedly 10 accounts at over 100 million dollars or more. There's no company in the world that has had more people earn the kind of money than what NSE has created. Let's go through step by step and explain the new upgraded Velocity Compensation Plan and why it's so exciting. Step 1, everyone joins the business as a member. As a member, they can purchase product at wholesale. Their first order will be a member order. Once they complete their member order, which could be anything from a single product right through to a business in a box if they want to go fast in the compensation plan. As soon as they make their first order, if they'd like to build a business, then you upgrade them to what's known as an affiliate. An affiliate, seen here, gets a number system, is just upgraded to an affiliate account, and a member can introduce other people into the system. They can earn other members, they can introduce affiliates, customers, affiliates, etc. On the first generation, they will earn a percentage of 4 to 20% on everyone on level 1. Now, as these people introduce other people, again, you could have members, customer, affiliates, etc. An affiliate can earn on level 2 up to 24%. And as these people introduce people who introduce people who introduce people, you're only paid as an affiliate on 2 generations. So you're not paid anything lower. So an affiliate earns on 2 levels. If you want to get paid more than 2 levels, you want to upgrade to what's known as a brand representative. A brand representative, seen here, gets paid all the levels. On generation 1, generation 2, generation 3, generation 4, 5, and of course beyond. The percentages a brand rep earns is between 14 and 30% on level 1, and between 14 and 34% on level 2, and they'll earn 10% royalty on all other generations. The way to become a brand representative is to qualify, and you qualify by turning over 2,000 points and submitting your letter of intent to become a brand rep. This can be done very simply by either organically growing customers, members, and other affiliates, or you might do fast track by helping 2 other people buy a business in a box. A business in a box has 1,000 points of product. They can pick and choose the products in that package, or they can buy the set package, which has some greater discounts. So the first question I ask people is, do you want to get paid on 2 levels, or do you want to get paid on all the levels? If you want to get paid on all the levels, you want to become a brand representative. Now, what's the difference between 4 and 20% and 14 to 34%? It works as follows. We have something called DCSV, Direct Customer Sales Volume. Direct customer sales volume is volume that comes from customers and from members. That's why it's critically important that even if someone wants to start in a business, they start as a member first and they make their first purchase as a member. If you have volume of 0 to 249 points, on level 1, you will earn 4%. On level 2, you'll earn 0%. So everyone will earn on level 1 even if you don't make a purchase. This is critical. We don't require anyone to make a purchase to earn commissions. That's different than almost every other company in the direct selling industry. If you reach 250 points of DCSV, that's customer and member volume, you will earn 4% on level 1 and 4% on level 2. If you reach 500 points of DCSV, that is the volume on your first level from the member accounts and the customer accounts. Doesn't count the affiliate accounts. You will earn 8% on level 1 and 12% on level 2. You can see this is quite a point where we want to focus everyone. By doing 500 points of DCSV, you double your level 1 and triple your level 2 bonus. This is where the income starts becoming more significant. The next step is if you reach 2,500 DCSV. At 2,500 DCSV, you will earn 22% of level 1 and 34% of level 2. I'm sorry, 26% of level 2. At 10,000 DCSV, you will earn 30% of level 1 and 34% of level 2. So the greater your DCSV, or the more customers you connect to the company, which are customer or member accounts, the higher your DCSV. When you start, you might introduce 3, 4, 5, 6 people to buy a business in a box. Let's say you introduce 6 people to buy a business in a box. Each of them buying 1,000 points of product would take you to 6,000. Let's add that up. 6,000, you'd be at the 2.5 to 10,000 range, so you would earn 22% on that. You can simply take 22% of 6,000, and that will be the commission you earn on your level 1. What's unique about the plan is that if you help someone, sponsor someone, you get paid more on level 2 than level 1. So the plan encourages you. If you helped your new person to introduce, let's say, 10 people who bought a business in a box in a single month, you'd have 10,000 DCSV. You'd earn 34% of that. That's going to be $3,400 of commission from the second generation bonus. So the more DCSV you do, the greater the commission you earn. You want to have your DCSV as high as possible. The sweet spot really is this 500 points of DCSV. And of course, if you can get higher, if you're recruiting, you can easily get to the 2.5 to 10,000 plus. Okay, so now you're a brand rep. You're getting paid all the levels. How did you become a brand rep? Again, you turned over 2,000 points of volume over 1 or 2 months. The fastest way to do that is to introduce 2 people who buy a business in a box. But you can also do it organically through smaller sales. Let's now move into leadership. Leadership really is where the wealth is created in our compensation plan. Let me go through step by step and explain how leadership works. So the first thing to think about is almost like a franchise. Imagine this is your group. So this group here is the same as that group there. Here is you, and here is your team. For argument's sake, let's just say that you earn 25% on this group. This is your circle group volume. Now you go and you help other people to go become a brand rep. So in this case, you might introduce Anu. Anu, you ask her, Anu, would you like to earn 2 levels or all the levels? What do you think Anu's going to say? I want to get paid all the levels. Okay, Anu, you need to become a brand representative. You need to achieve 2,000 points over 1 to 2 months. That is your purchases plus everyone underneath you. So Anu goes on and becomes a brand representative. And her little team here breaks away and sits over here. Here's Anu, and this is her team that she's built. Now Anu is getting 25%, but you're earning a royalty, and that royalty is a 5% royalty. on that entire team for life. The company will call you a gold leader. And you'll be paid 1 generation on that team. Now, let's just say you have a second person. In this case, you've got Amy. And you say to Amy, Amy, would you like to get paid 2 levels or all the levels? And Amy, of course, says, I want to get paid all the levels. So she reaches 2,000 points and she becomes a brand rep. She then breaks away, and she's now over here. Here's Amy, and here are the people in her team. And again, this team could be turning over 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 points of volume every month. And you'll earn a percentage. If you have 2 people on your first generation, you get paid now 2 levels deep. And you'll earn 5% royalty. So what that means is that as Amy goes and introduces maybe 2 other people who go on to become brand rep, you now earn 5% royalty on Amy's business plus the people she introduced. You're now called a lapis in the compensation plan. As your business starts to grow, you'll start to see that maybe one of the people that Amy introduced might introduce 3 or 4 other people who become brand reps. For you to get paid 3 generations, you need to have a 3rd person become a brand rep. As you help 3 people become a brand rep, in this case, maybe it's Happy. Once Happy becomes a brand rep, you're now paid down 3 generations. Again, you're getting paid a 5% royalty on that team for life. So all the teams on your 3rd generation, you'll be paid. This can start to grow very big. You can start to have dozens and dozens of brand reps on that 3rd level. When you have 3 brand reps on your 1st level, you're called a ruby. Now, again, this continues to grow. As you have 4 teams on your 1st level, maybe this is Suda. Suda goes on, you ask her, do you want to get paid 2 levels or all the levels? She says all the levels. She qualifies with 2,000 points. She qualifies with 2,000 points, either organically building lots of smaller sales, or she might introduce 2 people to buy a business in a box. Once you have 4 people who become a brand rep, you're now paid down 4 generations deep. So as these groups start to expand, you'll start to see more and more brand reps on the lower levels than on the previous levels before. This is where the compensation plan really starts paying. You're paid 5% on your 4th generation. As you help 5 people become a brand rep, you're now called an emerald. As you help 5 people become a brand rep on your 1st generation, this might be Ritu. As Ritu becomes a brand rep, you're now paid another generation deep 5%. You're now called a diamond leader. And as you help 6 people build a team, you have introduced maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe more people personally. And from those, 6 of them have said, I want to get paid all the levels, and they go on to build a brand rep team. You're now called a blue diamond leader. A blue diamond leader is paid down a full 6 generations of teams. And again, you're paid a royalty of 5% on that 6th level. So what starts to happen over time is you'll have far more brand rep teams, each of these teams turning over 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 points a month. Each of them, you earn a royalty of 5%. You simply must have 6 brand reps wide to get paid 6 levels deep. And so this is a genius of the program and why it's created so many millionaires. No other company in the industry has ever paid 6 generations deep at 5%. Typically, companies will pay less as the levels get deeper. Let me give an example of the largest company in the direct selling industry. Without saying its name, they pay in a very similar way, although instead of 2,000 points, it is 20,000 points to become a brand rep. As you become a brand rep, or in their system, what they call a direct, you'll earn 4% on your Generation 1 breakaway teams. As they have breakaways, you earn 1% on your second generation. You earn 0.5% on your third generation, and 0.25% on your fourth, and 0.25% on your fifth. As the numbers get bigger, they pay you less and less. Let me give an example. If you had, hypothetically, 6 people on your first generation, and if they all found 6, you'd have 36 teams on your second generation. If 36 teams, if each of these brand reps on your second generation each also found 6 over time, you would have 216 brand reps on your third generation. If 216 brand reps all found 6, you would have, hypothetically, 1,296 on your fourth generation. We call G4. Again, this doesn't happen perfect, and I've never seen it happen like this, but if they all found 6, theoretically, you could have 7,776 brand reps on your fifth generation. And incredibly, 46,656 on your fifth generation. Now, this will never happen perfectly like this, of course, but for illustration purposes, you can see that if a company paid 4, 1, half, a quarter, as there are more teams on the lower levels, they're paying you less. NSE pays you the same on your Generation 6 as they pay you on your Generation 5. And what that means is that you can work down deep in your organization to really surface the leaders. This is critically important. So in highlighting this, the most important thing to think about is make sure everyone starts as a member and places their first order as a member account. This will help you have high DCSV. The higher the DCSV, the larger your commission checks will be. The next question is do you want to get paid 2 levels or all the levels? 2 levels or all the levels? If you want to get paid all the levels and a greater percentage, you need to become a brand representative, and you do that by turning over 2,000 points. This can be done in as little as 1 week, and you have up to 2 months from the time you start to introduce and recruit new people. Once you become a brand rep, your job is simply to duplicate the process. How many other people can you help become a brand rep? 6 brand reps wide will maximize the compensation plan. There is a business builder leg that will pay you double on anything beyond 6, so you're not limited to 6. As you help 6 wide, you're able to be paid 6 levels deep. And they pay the same 5% royalty, whether it's someone on your first level, your second level, or your 6th level, which means you can focus your time to support, that the leaders can focus their time to support people even down deep. So I hope this is helpful to understand the compensation plan. Last thing I'll do is give you the average incomes at every level. A gold leader, and I'll put this in red because it might be able to show over top of here, a gold leader on average is earning in Australian dollars $22,000 per year. A lapis leader in Australian dollars is $44,000 per year. A ruby leader on average is $82,000 per year. An emerald leader is averaging $116,000 per year. A diamond leader is averaging $211,000 per year. And a blue diamond leader is averaging an incredible $750,000 per year. The reason this happens, again, is because you're able to reach more people on those lower levels than in the upper levels. And so the focus is become a brand rep, Make sure your business is solid, always focusing on doing 10,000 points of volume as much as possible so you maximize the compensation plan, and teaching as many other people to become brand reps and also to max out the plan. I hope this is helpful and helps you understand the Velocity Compensation Plan, an award-winning plan by NSE, which has created more millionaires than any other direct selling compensation plan in the industry. It's very simple to follow and it's very straightforward. Thank you, and I hope it's helpful.